I just want to recap everything that we've done up until this point. It's been a lot of videos. I know, this is probably going to end up to be more than 100 in the end, which is kind of funny. But yeah, let's recap. So, this is going to be the first screen you'll land on. If you create a new Xcode project, you'll see this. And this file selected, it's in blue, so that's what you're looking at right now. But there are 3 other files that we're interested in on the left-hand side, and these are what make up our app. The first one is the code, view controller. The second is the visual side, how we design our app. That's called main.storyboard. The third is assets.xcassettes folder. This is where all of our assets go. This includes if we were creating a video game, maybe some 3D models or sprites. If we were creating a normal app with some images, this is where our images go. In the bottom right, I'm going to search for, in filter, I'm going to search for label. Think of this as a text box. That's really it. Drag that into our app anywhere you want, but there will be blue guidelines that pop up here and there. That helps you to align stuff. It's up to you whether you want to use it or not. I'm trying to drag it here. Make it bigger. You can drag these points to make it bigger, much like a text box in Word or Pages. Nothing really different here. Alright, first thing. There are 2 ways to change the text inside of this label. 1, double click it. Alright? Once you do that, you can literally type into it like a text box. Hello, my name is Jaren. Hit enter. Bam, you're done. But this isn't the recommended way. We want to do things through code. That's the point of making apps. So I'm going to show you that later. But the next step we're going to take is actually to drag an image into our app. So again, delete what I searched for previously, which was label, and instead I'm going to type in image, because we want an image in our app. You'll see image view pop up. Drag that into your app anywhere you want. Resize it, reposition it, make it look pretty. Alright. Great, now we have all of the elements in our app. The next step is to link it to the code. Why would we need to do that? Well, it really just comes down to the fact that these 2 files, main.storyboard and view controller, are separate files, right? Our code has no idea that this label or this image view is even in here. No idea whatsoever. We need to get the code to be aware that these are here. And the way we do that is through linking. And how do we link? Go to the top right of the screen. There are lots of icons here. Look for the one that looks like 2 circles intersecting each other. Alright? What this does is it divides our workspace in Xcode so we can see both the code and the visual side at the same time. Alright? Next thing, you can't really see our app, right, in main.storyboard. It's hidden in this little sliver here. And the way you see more of it is actually you hide this giant sidebar here. It's really unnecessary right now to see this, so follow my cursor to the bottom of the screen. You should see this icon here. It's black. It looks like a sidebar icon. It says hide document outline. That's exactly what it is. Click it, and you'll hide it. You can view it again by clicking the same icon again, but hide it for now. Great. Now we can see our app. The next step is to link it. So the way you link things, anything really, this doesn't just apply towards image views or UI labels. This is anything. It could be a map view. Anything. It could be a tab bar. You hold down Control, you click and drag from the element into our code. And where in our code? Right under class view controller, :UI view controller, under that curly bracket. Right in between. So above all of our functions, if you might notice, but below our class name. So where this line appears. Let go. Give it a name. This is a variable. Variables hold information. For example, this UI label here, this text, the information that goes inside of that is a string. Characters, words, text, right? That's the information it's holding. This UI image view, it's holding images. That's its information. In order to hold this information, we got to give it a variable name. We got to call it something. I'm going to call this one my image. Alright, you don't need to touch anything else. Just make sure this says UI image view, and you're good. Hit connect. We're not done yet. We got to put some space in here. Spacing in code is very important. Makes stuff more legible, more organized, clean. Next, link our UI label. So same thing. Click on it, then hold down Control, click on drag, link it. You can either put it above or below the previous link. I'm going to put it below. Give that a name. I'm going to call it my label. And before I move on, I just want to make sure of something, and that is you're naming your variables correctly. When you're naming variables, the first word should always be lowercase, and the words that follow should be uppercase. In addition to that, there should be no spaces whatsoever. No spaces. Alright, once you're done, hit connect. Alright, what have we done here? Well, now our code knows that this stuff is in our app, and we can do stuff with it now. For example, maybe change the text inside of here from hello, my name is Jaren to something else, but not through double-clicking, but through code. That brings us to the next step, which is functions. These are functions. Override func view did load, override func did receive memory warning. What are these functions? Well, you have to first think about what the stages of an app are. There are 4, really. I'm going to break it down. It's much more complex than this, but you can really think of it as 4. The first one is opening the app, tapping on it actually. The second is the app loading. The third is the user using the app. And the fourth is exiting the app. Take a look at the first function here. It says view did load. That would most likely be the second stage of the app, right? When the app loads, view did load. Whatever goes inside this function, think of it as a mini program. Whatever goes inside will run at stage 2 of the app, so when the app loads. And that's exactly when we want to change the image or the text that goes inside the UI label. All right. Next thing, this green text here. I want to delete this, and there's a reason why. They're called comments. They're green, they have a double slash, and they're not important to you. You can actually delete all of it. That's just stuff that Apple wants to tell you. You can create your own comments simply by typing in double slash and then whatever you want. Hello, this is a comment. Alright, that's a comment. It's for you, it's never read by the computer, and it's for organizational purposes. Okay? I'm going to type above it, so I'm going to put some space. Again, spacing is very important in coding. Make stuff more legible and more readable. So above this, I'm going to first change the text inside of UI label. And that UI label is called my label, right? That's a variable. I give it a name, and that name is my label. So what do we want to change? My label. Type in my label. Xcode can recommend it to you. That's good. It means it knows what you're talking about. Go ahead and hit enter. Now what do we want to change about my label? Well, naturally text, right? What goes inside a UI label? Text. So go ahead and type in period, text. Alright, hit enter, Xcode will recommend it to you, that's good. So far what we're saying is the text inside of my label, space, equal sign, space, is equal to, and then you can type in whatever you want. So, I like spaceships. Alright, anything you want. At the moment though, there's something wrong with our code. You can see this red icon pops up as well as up here. So something's wrong. First thing you should notice, this text that we typed, I like spaceships, that's black. And it shouldn't be. It should be red. Because right now it's looking for I like spaceships elsewhere in our code, right? Remember when Xcode is recommending stuff to us like this? But right now it's also looking for I like spaceships, and it's not going to find that because this is just a piece of text. How do we tell Xcode that it's just a simple piece of text? We put it in quotation marks. And that's it. You are officially done with putting text inside of here. So when our app runs, this is not going to say, hello, my name is Jaren. This is going to say, I like spaceships. Alright, type in another line. Again, spacing and coding, very important. Everything kind of belongs to its own line. What do we want to change next? That would be my image, right? This image view, I give it a name right here, and I called it my image. So go ahead and type in my image. Xcode recommended it to us. That is good. Hit enter. Period. Alright, something's going to change here. Instead of changing the text inside of my image, we're not changing text because the text doesn't go inside of a UI image view. What does go inside is an image. So type an image. Xcode recommended it to us. That's good. Hit enter. space sign, or space, equal sign, space. Okay. Xcode has no idea what image you're talking about. There are no images in here, so we need to go to Assets folder. That's in the left-hand sidebar. It says assets.xcassettes. It's a folder icon, look for that. If we were creating a video game, our 3D models would go in here, okay? But in this case, we're creating a simple app with images, so our images go in here. You should have downloaded one from Google, so go ahead and put that into your downloads folder. Go to your downloads folder, and drag the image straight into this little sidebar here, under app icon. Now Xcode is aware that we have an image here. Make sure it's highlighted in blue, then click it once, and you should be able to rename it. I'm going to call it Eclipse. You usually want these to be short, concise, and reasonable. Now go back to your code, viewController.swift, alright, and we're going to change the image that goes inside of here. And the way we do that is simply by typing the name of the image that we called it. If I go back to the Assets folder, I called it Eclipse. So I'm going to go back, and I'm going to type in Eclipse. You can see Xcode is recommending it to me. That is good. It knows where I am, and it knows what I'm trying to do. You can see the little icon here that looks like our image, right? Hit enter. And you're done at this point. Now you can click the play button in the top left to run your app. And yeah, congratulations.